go to the gym to train, and you have goals, and you're going to go in there and you're going to smash. You're going to go in there and you're going to give it everything you got, and you're not going to want to walk out the gym unless you gave it everything you got. And if you do give everything that you got, man, it's so satisfying, it's awesome. Hi, I'm John Hart. Welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Okay, today I'm giving you 3 great reasons why if you are past 50, if you're past 50, high intensity training is for you. Now, this might be contradictory to a lot of you. It might have just, short-circuited some of y'all who think that the older you get, the less intense you should be about things. Oof. Man, straight to the grave for some. Some people have that attitude, straight to the grave. They're not going to be around for much longer. Here's the thing. High-intensity training, let's define it first. High-intensity training is defined as the type of training, I'm specifically speaking about with weights now. With weights, where you are training with a great effort to the point where you cannot lift the weight any longer in really good form. So taking a set to what they call failure, momentary muscular failure, and doing so with a bare minimum number of sets, usually 1. Okay? And then not only that, but training infrequently because you've given that really great amount of effort and you've taken the muscle to the point of momentary muscular failure. There's no need to train too often. As a matter of fact, it would be counterproductive because what you're doing is you are, at that point, digging into your recovery ability, interrupting the recovery growth cycle. So you dig a hole of energy in your system, it needs to fill back in, and then add a little something extra to itself in the form of new muscle. So that's what we're after. Okay, so respecting the recovery growth cycle is what we want. Going beyond baseline and then going back to the gym and training once again. Okay, so we have that straight. So here's the 3 main reasons. You're over 50 and you find that things don't quite feel the way they did back when you were in your 20s and your 30s. Well, first of all, the great news is even though you're at an advanced age, a later age in your life, you're no longer 20 or 30. Congratulations, first of all, you've lived a life and you have plenty more to go. But at that stage in your life, you actually have the ability to generate higher or more intensity than you did when you were much younger. There's a better mind-muscle connection. Okay, call it, neuroadaptation, call it, here I am struggling thinking of the words I want to use. But just let's say there's a better connection between your brain and your muscle if you've been working out all these years. The ability to just flip the switch, the ability to just light the match, the ability to just squeeze the trigger and go is much greater when you have a lot more training experience. So, that part I can verify as being true. I'm one of those people. I've trained much longer. I've trained a very long time for going on 4 decades soon. So in the next couple of years. So I've done about 38 years of training on myself. And in doing so, I find that today I do have the ability to generate much greater intensity than I did when I was in my 20s, for example. That ability comes with the maturity. You also have, which would be number 2. Number 1 is you have the ability to generate more intensity just from conducting those workouts all these years. Number 2 is you have the ability to execute a plan, a decision gets made in your head. You know you're only going to go, boom, all out for 1 set. You warm up properly, you're ready to go for your workout, and then each exercise you knock out 1 set. Well, within the confines of that workout, when you go to hit that 1 set, you're much more decisive. I'm going all out right now. That's it. And I'm going to go for it like I'm not going to ever get to do this set again. And I have to tell you, for some of you lifters who don't know this yet, or have maybe not even thought about this yet, but at some point in your life, it's over. At some point, either your life is over or your lifting career may be over for whatever reason. And when that does occur at that point, you have to look at it like, wow, did I give it all that I had? Did I give it my best? And that in and of itself is very rewarding to know that when you do go and work out and you give it everything you have, that you are becoming a master at executing a plan within one given workout. That is, you have your workout written down in your workout notebook or on your phone, you go to the gym to train, and you have goals, and you're going to go in there and you're going to smash. You're going to go in there and you're going to give it everything you got. And you're not going to want to walk out the gym unless you gave it everything you got. And if you do give everything that you got, man, it's so satisfying, it's awesome. But where did that all come from, okay? Well, now you find yourself past 50, or let's say even past 40, you've lived a life. You've been successful at many things, and even learned from the things that you weren't so successful at, or maybe even failed at. Well, you now have a plan that you're executing in the gym. Maybe it's with the goal of dropping 20 pounds or losing 2 inches off your waist, or building an extra half an inch on your bicep, whatever the case may be. You're going in with that goal in mind and doing it maybe by your 51st or 56th birthday, whatever the case is. You're going in with that goal before your 60th or your 70th birthday to make a change. Well, because you've had so many successes in your life at executing plans and accomplishing goals from victory to victory to victory to victory, all it is transferring it over into the gym. So far, we're talking about 2 really big mental reasons why you're so much better as you get older, past 40, past 50, at training, but also why you belong doing high-intensity training, because it does require that focus. It does require that ability to execute a plan within a workout without questioning it, because you just know it's the best thing for you to do. It makes common sense to you, it makes intellectual sense to you, and it makes spiritual sense to you, all of it. So you go for it. You're clear in your mind. And then the third reason why high-intensity training is so good for you when you're past 50. I keep jumping back to saying past 40, because even then, okay, past 40, past 50. At that stage in your life, you need more recovery time between workouts. You need less volume within each workout. Simple. You need more recovery time during the day even than when you're in your 20s or your 30s. So high-intensity training, just again, by definition, what did I put up there? You're going all out. You're giving an all-out effort, which you'll be very good at doing, number one. Number two, you'll only be doing one set. So one all-out effort, one set, all out. 2, momentary muscular failure. And then once you've achieved that, you're going to walk out of the gym. And that workout, the entire workout might consist of only, somewhere between 3 and 8 exercises, generally speaking, in high-intensity training, depending on which routine you're using at the time. Of course, you can go ahead and get a hold of a couple of my books if you want. I've written 3 books so far, but one of them in particular, Physique 101, you can get a hold of, and it'll outline at least 2 different routines for you. 3 actually in there. Physique 101, you get on my website, MrAmericanHeart.com. I'll put the link down below. Download it, and it'll explain to you how to design your workouts. And I also recommend another book. Dr. Ellington Darden has written a book called The New High Intensity Training. Some great routines in that book written as well. That one you'll have to buy, physical book. There are no downloads for that one as far as I can see. But doesn't matter. Get a hold of some book to help you on out like that with a little more information. I'm honored if you choose one of my books as well. So thank you for that. But in the meanwhile, you need extra recovery time within your workout as well as between workouts. What do I mean within your workout? I mean within your day. So you can't do 2-hour workouts. You can't do an hour and a half workout. It'll exhaust you too much. You have other things to do with your day. Limited energy. Your recovery is not quite what it was when you were in your 20s and 30s. So high-intensity training is brief in nature. So that's going to help you. And then having lower volume within those workouts. The workouts are so brief, that volume of your workout is so short that it's not going to dig a super deep hole of energy in your system. So the hole of energy may be a little bit more shallow, so you can recover from it and then grow from it because you sent a really intense signal to your muscles. And finally, within that same realm of how your physical self has changed, this is part of my 3, A, B, and C, my reason number 3. Finally, you use less resources, okay? When you go ahead and you work out briefly with high intensity, you use less resources, which means that's not just resources of energy. That's resources of minerals, vitamins, electrolytes, your joints, wear and tear on your joints. There's less wear and tear on your joints. This is just common sense, okay? Something that you don't do so much of. The point I've made in many of my videos, please look back on them. I have over 320 videos on this channel alone. I cover a lot of questions and a lot of issues on training. The big issue that I make over and over again is that our bodies, a lot of people's bodies, are not aligned perfectly, let's say, to fit certain bodybuilding exercises, whether it's a curl or whether it's a press, and within a machine specifically, or even some of the most common bodybuilding exercises with barbells and dumbbells. They're not so perfectly aligned or made, their bodies, for those exercises. Well, that might take years to figure out because suddenly you get some aches or pains, and some real stubborn people just continue to train with them anyway. And it just wears away at their joints. So you have to be mindful of that. When you're doing so few sets with high intensity training, the fact of the matter is it's pushing off all of that problem and pain down the line, way far down the line. So you won't experience those problems and the wear and tear on your joints. You know, it just doesn't happen as it does with high volume training. High volume training is it's a recipe for disaster for people's joints. And we've seen that over the years with plenty of people who have torn their biceps, chest, different parts of their body just from doing high volume training. An overuse. It's an overuse injury. And by the way, look at any orthopedic definition of most common injuries, and you'll see the word overuse written all over the place, because that's what it is. So that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart. Hey, before you go, off to my left, you're going to see this disc pop up. That disc is the subscribe button for my channel. Will you please give that thing a tap and let YouTube know that you like my channel? Down below, off to your left, before you go, you're going to see a thumbs up video. That thumbs up button is going to alert YouTube algorithm to the fact that you like my videos and want to know when the new ones come on up. So go ahead and give that thing a tap, a thumbs up. It'll push it in the algorithm of YouTube, and I appreciate that a lot as well. So that's it from my heart to you. I'll see you soon.